guys. All right, I'm super excited for this topic because I stumbled across it by accident. I want to talk about meal planning, meal prepping, all the stuff that takes a lot of time. Like everyone knows, like you probably follow a few accounts by now that are like, meal prep Sundays, and you just see like containers everywhere and you're like, God, that must have taken like the whole day. Jesus. And I'm not really a container person, but I want to talk about meal prepping, meal planning, all the things that involves zero actual prepping and no cooking, because I'm all about efficiency. And this happened by accident because I traveled these past 2 weekends. The first weekend I left, Josh and I left Friday after work, and we got back Sunday, like early evening. And then the weekend after that, we left Friday after Josh got off work, and then we got back Monday early evening. So it was 2 weekends, and I started doing a couple things to make sure when I got back, it was a really easy, smooth transition back into just like normal life. I mean, I'm a homebody. I don't get out much. Let's get serious here. And especially COVID made me even more of an introvert. Everyone's like, hey, do you want to go get like a coffee? I'm like, that's like out there. But now that we're coming back to life a little bit, I'm trying to have a good bit of fun. And I'm also very type A and a planner, and I take my nutrition seriously. I take my health goals very seriously. So I'm like, okay, I have to come up with a way that when we get back from a trip, I can just focus on like the things that have to be done. Like you got to do the laundry and just kind of like get your mind right, like get back into like the swing of things, even if it's just a weekend off. And I'm like, crap, well, I like to grocery shop. I like to prep, like all the things. I'm like, well, I can't do any of that because we're getting back right when we have to get into the work week. And I'm like, this is going to happen for a lot of my clients and a lot of you guys on here with the holidays. I mean, holiday travels, things like that. And I want to talk about an easy, simple way, kind of two things that I did to make it so simple when you get back from a weekend away to just slide back into your routine and like feel really good. You can like totally track your macros if that's what you do, and or count your calories or whatever you do. This can complement that. So the first thing that I did, this was for the first trip. When we left Friday, came back Sunday night. What I did was I realized, I'm like, okay, well, I can grocery shop right now for at least the first couple days of next week. Because if you think about it, I don't know why. I was thinking like you go away for a weekend, like you can't have anything in the fridge that would go bad because you're gone for the whole weekend. I'm like, in reality, Friday night to Sunday night, it's like me going grocery shopping on Sunday and eating it like Tuesday night or Wednesday. Like we do that all the time. I'm like, why is it so weird if I just remove myself for a weekend that I think the food's not going to last? Like, oh God, the eggs are going to go bad. I'm like, no, they're not. It's fine. So what I did the first trip before we left on Friday and we're coming back on Sunday, I went to the grocery store Friday morning, and I still stuck with more like non-perishable things, but I grabbed a few things I leaned on. Was I found some like tilapia fillets, or were they mahi? I don't know, some like fish, like crusted fish fillets that you cook from frozen. So about a handful of those. I'm like, done. Lean protein, and like the crust had some fat and some carb in there, but I'm like, herby, yummy, sure, why not? So can bake that from frozen. Grab some veggie steamers, like, just regular like steamed broccoli, or if like you want it like lightly like sauce, like cheesy, like carrot, broccoli, cauliflower blobs, or like, Brussels sprouts, whatever. You can easily get a ton of like steamers for like a relatively fresh vegetable. There's nothing wrong with frozen vegetables, because guess what? They're still vegetables. It's okay. So I slammed those in the freezer. I'm like, okay, so now I got my protein covered. Got the fat kind of covered between like the fat that was in the crust on the fish that I got, and some of the steamers just had like sauces and other yummy things in there. So I'm like, now I need an easy carb. So it's so easy to get non-perishable carbohydrates. Like, what are the Ben's rice that Ben's original that you can microwave? Banza chickpea pasta has mac and cheese. What? It's so good. Okay, I tried the vegan one by accident. I bought the wrong box. Not as good. Sorry, I'm not vegan. If you are, just maybe you'll love it. I like the non-vegan mac and cheese by Banza. That was really good. But I mean, like potatoes would last, like rice, pasta, bread. God forbid you have a loaf of bread. So what I did was I literally went to the grocery store and got enough stuff just to get through Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the following week. And so my go-to trick, and I don't talk about it on here a lot just because I've done it for years and I didn't think it was all that big of a deal. And then I talked about it once and everyone was like, what? You just saved me so much time. Is I scan the barcodes into my Fitness Pal if it's something that I've never bought before. Like, if you've used my Fitness Pal, if you search for something that you've used before, bloop, it just pops up. It's already there. But maybe like those fish fillets, like those things that I found, I hadn't used them before. So I scanned the barcode in and I literally just put it on like like that example was like Sunday night, because we're going to get back on Sunday and we had been eating out all weekend, like on the drive back. So sometimes you just want a home cooked meal, home cooked, cooking it from frozen. It's fine. So I scanned it in on Sunday, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to scan the box of Banza pasta, like the chickpea, like that, mac and cheese, and I'm going to scan whatever vegetable steamer I'm going to use for dinner, shove them in the freezer. So as I'm putting things away, I'm scanning them in, like, okay, that'd be a decent dinner Tuesday, that'd be a decent dinner Monday, whatever. And so I just scanned things in as I was putting them away Friday morning, and then it was done. So then on the drive back on Sunday, I literally just opened my app. Dinners were already in there. And I'm like, all right, what would be super easy for lunch? Breakfast. I'm a big breakfast fan. So I'm like, I can easily do like some scrambled cheesy eggs. Cause I always like a lot of like micronutrients, like non-starchy veggies after I've been traveling. I mean, you're drinking some, all the good stuff. So I'm like, I just want feel good foods. So I'm like, I can easily have a loaf of bread. I got eggs. And I got some veggies in there because they're going to last the 2 days I'm gone. So then I planned, I'll plan lunch just on like, let's say Monday. Then I'll copy and paste that the rest of the week. You can copy and paste in my fitness pal. I'm like, I'm just gonna do the same thing on repeat. Shocker. Oatmeal for breakfast. You can have oats in your pantry with protein powder. That's what I do. Frozen berries if you don't want fresh ones. So I literally had grocery shopped and planned like the first like 3.5 days of when I was going to be back before we even left, or had at least a game plan, and involved zero cooking. It was just make it on the fly or literally cook from frozen. So that's what I did the very first weekend, is like literally just meal plan before I go and buy things that you don't have to cook at all. Then this past weekend we were gone for a skosh longer. We came back Monday night instead of Sunday. I'm like, all right, I don't really want to grocery shop that far in advance. Like, let's get, like, what can I do? So I did the same things. I got like that same like fish fillet that I found. I also found like some decent like, what were they, frozen, I think it was like frozen chicken breast too, and there was also like some frozen meatballs and just some like protein options to have in the freezer. So I did all the same stuff that I did the first time. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get all the frozen shit and just throw it in the freezer, and I know it's there and I can lean on it. But something I never do, because okay, it's weird, I like to grocery shop. I like to just go around, find the new things. That's great. But I was like, I don't got time for that shit. We are coming back in Monday. Monday's typically a work day. So I was like frantically trying to do client check-ins in between flights. And I'm like, this is working. So I'm like, all right, they're going to go on to Tuesday. So I knew it was going to be a busy week. We're still in the week. It's great. But I'm like, all right, there's grocery delivery now. My clients talk about it all the time. And I'm like, that sounds so convenient. And it just never clicks. And as I was at the grocery store Friday, before we left, trying to get a couple of those things, I'm like, oh shit, I can just get this stuff delivered. So I got the non-perishables and whatnot. And then literally it was one of the days that we were on the trip, I just pulled up, we have Kroger here, and I had my grocery list, and the stuff that wasn't crossed off, the stuff that I didn't get Friday, I literally put in there. And I had, our flight was going to land at like 5:15ish or something on Monday evening. So I had grocery delivery set up between 6 and 8 p.m. So I'm like, we will already be home, or at least getting there close. I said, just leave it at the door. We're going to be home soon enough. And lo and behold, all the stuff was there. I had, my yellow squash I put in my oatmeal. I had, greens for salads, bananas. Also, fun fact I realized is the picture was a bushel of bananas, and I said I would like one of those. They gave me one banana. I was like, well, okay, lesson learned. You need to order the number of bananas you want. Fun fact. Anyway, I enjoyed my one banana. So I had all of that literally just delivered. So as I'm unpacking my suitcase, because y'all know I have to unpack immediately. Knock, knock, knock. There are the groceries. Great. Just put them away. And then again, scan any barcodes that I'm putting away that I don't already have in there. And it's all done. So what I leaned on this week is Monday night, I did the same thing, that like frozen fish fillet cooked from frozen. We had I think it was a broccoli veggie steamer, and that Banza mac and cheese. That was Monday. Tuesday night, it was, what did we do? Oh, it was like literally a skillet dinner. I found you like pour it in, it had like noodles and carrots and chicken, like a giant skillet dinner. And because we had this stuff delivered, I had stuff to make a salad. So you had skillet dinner and a salad. There's another thing I found at Publix. There's something called like Kevin's Paleo Meals or something. And you literally nuke chicken. You have a sauce you put over it. I got like lemongrass chicken, put it over cauliflower rice. So So there's a vegetable, there's a protein, add, another vegetable steamer next to it if you want to be like super quick. So I had not even cooked anything until probably last night, and it's when I roasted some squash just because I actually wanted to. So things have been super, super simple. Lean on sandwiches, deli meat, or like you can buy pre-cooked chicken now in the fresh section. It doesn't even have to be frozen. Lean on things that are super simple and basic. I was talking to a client about this yesterday, and she had a super busy week. Really exciting job opportunity came up. So she's like, I'm spending all my time prepping for the interview. I'm like, good, as you should, 100%. So now's not the time to get fancy with like, then I got to make time for meal prep and plan the meals and like all the things. Like now is the time to just coast and be really basic. Put some things on repeat. Get a lean protein. Literally, you can like throw some chicken breasts that are already cooked. Throw them in the oven from frozen. Nuke a baked potato and nuke a veggie steamer, and there you have a protein, fat, and a carbohydrate. Those are the types of things that you want to do, is lean on protein, fat, carbohydrate, get some leafy greens in there, hit the 3 macros, keep it so easy. Even if you need to get some really simple meals, and God forbid, have the same thing for dinner twice in the same week, oh my God. If you just need things to be easy, let them be easy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's hard to juggle like coming back from travel, having a busy work week, and finding time to like meal prep and make all the containers and like try all these new recipes and something has got to give. So make your life simple and easy. Prep ahead of time before you leave for a weekend trip, so when you come back you don't have to go to the grocery, or get them delivered so when you come back from a trip you don't have to go to the grocery, because that alone can be very stressful, because then you're like that, then you wait until you've gone grocery shopping to plan your meals for the week or for the next day, when in reality, plan what you want ahead of time, grocery shop based off of that before you leave, or set up grocery delivery, and it's done. So that's all I want to talk about. If you guys had any questions, concerns, comments, now would be a great time to drop them in since I am live. Or if you came in late and you want to watch this back later, you can always drop a comment and I'll answer it later. So I don't see, let me see if I missed anything here. Nope, I don't see any questions, comments, anything coming through. So thank you guys so much for joining. If anything pops up later, just let me know and I'm happy to help.